Want to see me build this camera slider? Want to see me do it again? What about it for a third time? Well, good news, it only took me 3 tries. This is the donor car, a tiny RC car that woke up this morning thinking it was going to do laps around the kitchen floor. Instead, it got kidnapped, de-wheeled, and immediately drafted into the camera slider donation program. I ended up mounting this thing to a metal bed frame that I end up cutting down later, but as you can see, there's so much wiggle that you could smuggle a Costco rotisserie chicken through it. This is me cutting a bed frame, absolutely convinced that this idea was going to change my life. I was in full trust the process mode. Little did I know the process was about to slap me in the face and call me stupid. But at this point, I was too invested and too loud to stop. Alright, now it's time to take it inside, make our marks for our brackets and weld them on. Are they straight? No. Will they hold? Also, no. This is iteration number 2. I gave it love, attention, optimism, and in return, it gave me pain. So here, we make room for disappointment. I was really happy building this, and my dog was judging me. Okay, so here's the rail I painted. Looks great, right? Yeah, that's too bad, it's completely useless. So I went full gremlin mode and tore apart my old printer, and immediately it vomited hundreds of plastic bits. I'm gonna cut a chunk out of the printer plastic and make a flat spot for the slider because, well, improving is cheaper than redoing the whole thing. This is the beautiful part of engineering where you stop caring about proper materials and start carving random objects like a raccoon with power tools. Bits of plastic? Don't worry, this is all part of the plan. A plan I came up with 5 seconds before hitting record because nothing says professional engineering like performing surgery on office supplies, right? We gotta test fit this piece really quick. Give me a second to mentally prepare for whatever chaos comes next. Now moving to gluing, my favorite part, because the moment the cap opens, you spiritually fuse yourself to the table if you mean to or not. Alright, teardown time, the final RC car victim of today. Pop this screw out real quick. Yeah, run little screw, your freedom's temporary. Soldering iron heated up to 350, which is about the same temperature as my frustration level. Now we're ripping wires off the motor because that's how wireless modules are born. Here's the case and the wireless module, and yes, we are pulling the screen, battery, and charger module out of this Raz Vape. Don't worry, I'm not making you watch another teardown. We've already sacrificed enough RC cars for one video. We're laying everything up, marking it, and cutting holes in plastic with a soldering iron, which is the exact opposite of OSHA approved, and cleaning it up with pliers because the module switch is too short to stick out of the case like a normal switch should. But hey, we finally get it in place, even though it took a little bit of prying and prodding. And now I punched 2 holes in the side of the case to run wires through because random exposure to wires is a preferred aesthetic. If it looks like a fire hazard, then that just means it's custom. Technically, this is a Raz Vape battery, which means technically the slider has a nicotine withdrawal now, right? We're cutting out the charger port slot for the Raz battery we're wiring in because nothing says professional electronics like mixing vape hardware and children's toys. I love that this build now has a vape battery. Somewhere out there, an engineer just felt a disturbance in the force. Alright, shutting up now so you can watch this time lapse without my voice causing system instability. After that little time lapse of me puttering around with this thing to get it functioning, we finally got the clear case and the screen working. And of course, immediately I cracked it trying to fix a screw up off camera. Professionalism at its finest. We gotta make these wires a little bit longer so that way we can reach our actual motor, and soldering the control wires and heat shrinking everything so it looks nice and organized. It's step by step by step by step by step by step by step. Don't worry, it's all absolutely a mess underneath there, and it's all clear so you see all the fuck up. It's great, it's great. I'm stealing a capacitor off the old motor, hoping it'll help the bigger one run smoother. Turns out, it didn't. It did absolutely nothing. But hey, for 5 glorious seconds, I believed in the power of recycling. Please recycle. If you don't, I will, and your trash will end up in one of my builds, and nobody wants that. Now we're soldering the blue wire to the left lead, which honestly, it doesn't matter at all what direction, because these motors don't give a single damn what direction you hook them up in. Hey, if you stuck around this long, you should give this video a thumbs up and maybe hit that subscribe button. White wire connected. That's a purity spell that keeps the smoke demons inside. This is engineering by the ancient philosophy of, if it looks like it's weak, melt it again. And then the blue wire again, because the first connection looked like it was held together by hopes, dreams, and a questionable solder joint. This is the part where everything I've soldered, glued, welded, and emotionally bullied works. And it laughs in my face whenever I put a weight on it. It's actually trying, which is adorable, running off of a vape battery, stolen printer parts, and a capacitor I grabbed like a raccoon with the tool belt. Honestly, the fact that it's not instantaneously bursting into flames means it's already exceeding my expectations. And there it is. It actually works. Look at it, smoothish movement after 3 rebuilds, a vape battery, 2 RC cars, 1 printer, and enough solder fumes to stun a horse. This thing finally does one job that it is supposed to do. I'm not saying I'm proud, but I'm saying I will absolutely pretend this went down perfectly on the first try.